Imagine a lake underwater that kills anything that enters it. These pools are so dense, they do not mix easily. It is like trying to swim through a thick, salty syrup. One wrong move, and the creature is trapped forever, sadly. Everything that falls in stays, perfectly preserved for many years. The salt concentration is so high, it creates intense density. Some bacteria actually love this toxic, salty, and deadly environment. Think of it like a giant, invisible, deadly soup bowl. It is a harsh reminder of how extreme nature gets. That detail becomes important later. One wrong step into this brine means instant, silent doom. These pools are 5 times saltier than the surrounding ocean. Think of it like a liquid wall you cannot penetrate. It is so heavy that objects simply float on top. It is packed with methane and toxic, suffocating chemical compounds. Unlucky crabs wander in and never find their way out. The salt preserves them perfectly, like a morbid, natural museum. Some of these pools span the size of football fields. Remarkably, some tiny microbes actually thrive in this lethal soup. But what happens if you try to cross the edge? These hidden underwater lakes are basically liquid death traps waiting. Imagine water so salty it refuses to mix with ocean. It creates a sharp, visible boundary like a glass floor. Anything falling inside is instantly pickled in this toxic brine. There is zero oxygen here, making breathing absolutely impossible for fish. Crabs wander too close and get stuck in the sludge. It is like stepping into quicksand at the bottom sea. This chemical soup is filled with methane and heavy minerals. Only the bravest bacteria thrive right on the toxic edge. But what happens when these pools start to shift underwater? Beneath the waves, these brine pools act like liquid graves. Imagine water so thick it feels like walking through syrup. It is basically a lake sitting inside the vast ocean. Look closely at the crystalline crust forming at the edges. Small fish swim in and succumb to the toxic shock. They stay perfectly preserved, like statues in a salty tomb. The high methane levels make the water incredibly toxic. Really, scientists use sonar mapping to find these hidden death traps. There is much more waiting in the deep, dark abyss. This liquid wall kills instantly, like hitting a concrete floor. Imagine swimming through syrup that is 10 times saltier, really. Crabs wander in, get dizzy, then succumb to the salt. It is not water. It is a concentrated chemical soup. There is zero oxygen here, making survival a total impossibility. Bodies stay perfectly preserved, like mummies in a salt bath. It stays in a perfect bowl shape, defying the currents. Some are massive, spanning the size of several city blocks. The earth keeps feeding these pools, fueling their toxic growth. These underwater lakes are essentially brine traps of pure death. Think of it like oil and water, but far deadlier. The salt concentration is so high, buoyancy becomes basically impossible. Even tiny organisms are instantly pickled upon touching the surface. These pools are saturated with methane and toxic hydrogen sulfide. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get updates. It is a chemical wall that keeps the ocean separated. Some of these pools are massive, spanning entire seafloor plains. Nature built a perfect, silent trap in the deep dark. These underwater lakes are basically super salty death traps for fish. The salt concentration is so high, it separates like oil. It is packed with methane, making it instantly toxic, truly. Anything that sinks in here stays preserved forever, quite literally. It is like trying to swim through wet concrete, honestly. The density difference creates a hard, physical barrier. Weirdly enough, the brine is oxygen-free, suffocating anything that drifts inside today. It effectively mummifies whatever falls in, a morbid time machine. Want to see what else hides in the deep abyss? These underwater lakes are actually pools of super salty death. Think of it like thick syrup sitting inside a bathtub. The brine is so dense that ripples never even cross. Small fish swim in and simply never swim out again. It is essentially a chemical cocktail that paralyses every muscle. These pools act like nature's own perfectly preserved museum exhibits. Some bacteria actually thrive here, eating the toxic chemical soup. These pools reveal how extreme life can be on Earth. The evidence points to a much deeper story.